Hello, welcome to my bookshelf, and today I am super excited to be doing the OMG This Song book tag. This tag was created by Kate's Book Date, and I was honored to be tagged by Books and Looks. I will link both of their videos in the description below, so please go check them out. Okay, so the first category in this tag is My Jam. So this is a book and song that you never get sick of. And as far as books go, this was extremely easy. It's clearly Harry Potter. I mean, this is a book I'm going to reread the rest of my life, no shame. Now, as far as picking a song that's my jam, that's almost impossible. So I just picked one of many songs that I absolutely love. So I decided to go with Life After You by Daughtry. Now that I'm after is a life full of laughter. Song time laughing with you. I think that all that still matters is love and laughter. After the life we move, I know there's no life after you. Next category is Throwback. So this is a book or song that reminds you of the cringiest time of your life. So these two are going to require a little bit of explanation, so just bear with me. For book, I went with Fearless by Francine Pascal. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's a whole book series, actually. But our main character, her name is Gaia, she was born without the fear gene, so she's fearless. And she's also been trained in like combat, so she has like a black belt and she just kicks ass pretty much. There's a lot more that happens other than that, but that's just kind of the basic setup for this story. So it's pretty cool if you ask me, at least middle school me. And that's kind of why it's so cringy. I honestly have no gauge of whether this book series is good or not, but I will tell you that middle school Jessica loved this book series so much. I went through them so quickly. So yeah, I mean, I think everyone can agree that middle school is a pretty cringy time in their life. So just gonna go with that one. And as far as a throwback song goes, I decided to go with You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi. Now, the reason why I picked this song is because shortly after my first breakup ever, I was just so devastated. I heard the song come on the radio, and it really stuck out to me because me and my ex-boyfriend, we had listened to Bon Jovi shortly before he dumped me. So then when I heard it after we had broken up, I was just like devastated, and I was just crying and like angry crying, and I was like singing along to the song, and it was like this really intense moment, really embarrassing, very cringy, but I love this song, so I do enjoy this song, but I can't completely separate this song from that cringy memory. So here's some Bon Jovi. Okay, so the next category is replay. So this is a recent book or song that you have on repeat. So a new favorite. As far as book goes, this was pretty straightforward for me to pick. I picked my latest 5-star rating, which was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I absolutely love this book. I read it for the Booktubeathon. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, but it blew me away. It's about, these boys' friendship, but it's also about the importance of family, and it just seems to just be about life in general. So it's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, and it's just so well written. So I highly recommend it. It was a fantastic book. I plan to buy it at some point. It's definitely a book I want to reread. Now, as far as a song goes, I had a little harder time with this, but I ended up picking Despacito by Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber, which in hindsight, I realize is very appropriate considering Aristotle and Dante are both Hispanic, so picking a Hispanic song is very fitting. And I mean, who just doesn't love this song? I have no idea what they're saying. I took German, so I really honestly don't know what they're saying, but I just love this song.
You fit me, telling me love how you put it on. Got the only key, know how to turn it on. The way you never let my ear, the only words I wanna hear. Baby, take it slow so we can last long. Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todo mi sentido va pidiendo más. Estoy que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído. Para que me recuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito.
The next category is Gets Me. So this is a book and song that is me in book or song form. This was a really hard category for me. It's just not something that I typically think about when I'm listening to a song or reading a book, I guess. Or, I don't know, I guess people just normally don't jump out at me this way, so it kind of threw me off. But after thinking about it, I realized that the book character that probably gets me the most, or at least is a person that I, like we share the same values and I would love to be like her, is Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. So this is a manga, as you can see, and she's just like the cutest, sweetest, like most selfless person ever. She's just the best, and honestly, like, if I was exactly like her, I would be so happy. She's so cool, in her dorky way, which is very me. So I definitely identified a lot with her, and I really appreciated her being the main character because you get to see the world through her eyes, and I really identified with her. So she definitely got me. Now, for a song that gets me, this was trickier. I wasn't sure exactly how to take this category, but I decided to go with, you know, like lyrics that like could have been written by me if I actually knew how to write lyrics. So there's a lot of songs I think that would fit this, but I decided to go with a song that I don't think most people have ever heard of, but I really, really like this song, and it definitely gets me. And it's called For All That I Am by the A-Teens. Definitely a throwback. If you don't know, the A-Teens, they mainly were like an ABBA cover band back in the 90s, but they did have their own music. This is one of them. And yeah, they're just, I don't know why, but I really like them. So here's one of their songs. So the next category is what? A Booker song that is weird, but you like it. Now, as far as book goes, I went with The Princess Bride by William Goldman. It's definitely very weird and strange. Definitely a weird book, but I definitely love it. So there's that. And as far as a song that's weird but I like it, I clearly had to go with a Weird Al song. I mean, what could be weirder, right? And I am personally a huge Weird Al fan. So, kind of fun fact about me, I have 166 Weird Al songs. I'm a huge fan, and so, like I said, I have a lot of his songs, if not all of them, and so it's really hard to pick just one to present to you guys. So I just kind of picked a very well-known parody of his that I personally really love. There's like a million of them that are awesome. You should definitely check them out. There's a lot of great ones. But I decided to play for you Like a Surgeon, which is the parody of Like a Virgin, originally by Madonna. So here we go.
I finally made it through med school. Somehow I made it through.
So the next category is Let's Go. So this is the best pump-up song and the book that inspired you the most. So I picked a book that actually inspired me to make a change in my own life, and I decided to go with The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. So this is nonfiction, and Gretchen, she kind of takes it upon herself to try to find out different ways to make her happier. So she does the research and she tries to figure out different areas of her life that she can improve on, and how she's going to break it down and how she's actually going to meet these goals. And she keeps track of it for a year, and she kind of chronicles her experience in this book. Now, as far as the best pump-up song, I don't work out and I don't really go out clubbing or anything, so I just picked an upbeat song that has a great beat to, dance with. It's called Round Table Rival by Lindsey Sterling. Okay, so now that we're pumped up, we're now going to sit back and chill for this next category. So this is a book and song that would be perfect on a rainy day to like curl up in a blanket and relax and just chill. I don't typically read books on a rainy day, so I'm not really sure what kind of books people normally do read on a rainy day. But when I was thinking about like what book would I want to read on a rainy day under my blanket with some tea, I figured murder mystery. So for me to chill is to read a murder mystery, so I picked one of the best of all time, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Pretty classic. And then as far as a chill song goes, I went with The Long Way Home by Norah Jones. I mean, honestly, any Norah Jones song would fit, but this is my favorite song of hers, so I just had to go with it.
Well, I stumbled in the darkness, lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us, show the way back home. Is there a light up ahead? I can't hold on very long. Forgive me, pretty baby, but I always take a long way home.
Alright, so the next category is addicting. So this is a guilty pleasure Booker song. I'm gonna be honest and say that when I first heard this category, I immediately thought Twilight. And I was gonna do that, except that I really can't say that it's a guilty pleasure. They're pretty much like 3-star ratings for me, and I don't own the Twilight Saga. I don't plan to ever own the Twilight Saga. It's not something I'm going to go out of my way to reread. I really can't say it's a guilty pleasure for me, but I did decide to stick with Stephenie Meyer, so sorry, Stephanie. But I'm gonna go with The Host. And it's definitely something I want to reread and see if it, holds up, but it's something that I'm a lot more excited to reread. But it is something, like, sadly, Stephenie Meyer, she's forever associated with the Twilight Saga, and a lot of people, have their issues with the Twilight Saga, so she's kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess. And then as far as a song that's a guilty pleasure, I could have taken this in a lot of different directions, some a lot more embarrassing than others, but I decided to pick a song by Eminem, because he's definitely not someone that you, normally go out of your way to, tell people that you listen to. That's why it's a guilty pleasure. I decided to go with Till I Collapse.
You call me when you feel it or not, you're gonna feel it like I show to the spirit of God is enough. You hear it a lot, lyrics the shock, is it a miracle or am I just product of pop is enough? This is the whistle, this is the plot, is enough. This is for God's listen, does not give a fuck. Comes up, till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my eye turn out. I'ma rip this shit, till my phone clears out, till the roof comes up, till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my eye turn out. I'ma rip this shit.
Okay, and the last category is nostalgia. So this is a book and song that reminds you of a time that you look back fondly on. And for book, I went with The Giver by Lois Lowry. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's a book I read in elementary school, and life was just so much simpler then. And it was the first dystopian I ever read, and it's just such a good book. So now, as a song that I'm nostalgic for, I decided to go with Piano Man by Billy Joel. And I picked this because this specifically reminds me of my dad, because this was one of the songs that he used to play on our road trips when we would go up north on vacation. And I love this song, and it reminds me of him, and it's just, there's a lot of nostalgia going on for me with this song. It definitely reminds me of my childhood.
Cause it knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And they set the bar and put right in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, la 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 di da, la di da da. Sing us the song, oh piano man, sing us the song tonight. That we're in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright.
Okay, that was a lot of fun to do. It was really fun to jam out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed my very random music taste. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching this video, and until next time.